Okay viewers, welcome back to part 3. So what I have here, as I showed you before, is the sediment after the gravity separation, the fine sediment. There's no point in me putting it through a sieve again because it all passed through the first time, and I don't think it's going to be large enough to go through the rock crusher, so I'm going to put it in the dolly pot, because after I've reheated it and burnt some more of the whatever's in there, I'll now see if I can crush any more, and I'm going to put it in my dolly pot and just give it a crush that way. It won't take very long. So I'll put about a scoop full each time, and I'll just tip it straight into the bucket after I've given it a beating. Put my feet around the bottom of it to grip it. I should have, when I made it, I should have put a bigger base on it, but for some reason I didn't. Chip that in the bucket. A lot of fine powder there. And another scoop. I won't show the whole lot, I'll just keep going with this and do a quick bit of the water separation. You've already seen that, but I'll give you a little bit of that, and then be back once I've worked out how much I've got to work with. Put a little bit more in this one. Okay, so I'll finish doing this and back for the water separation. Alright, so I've got it in a bucket, and there's the second one for those who haven't seen gravity separation. And I'm doing it in the shade because it's bloody hot today, so I don't know if it's too dark for you to see. Looks alright through the viewfinder. I can see a lot of dust in there. It's good to get rid of more of the stuff we don't need. Now I'll put it on jet. So notice how I'm using the taller bucket out of the two, so that any splashes up doesn't come out of the bucket. If you've got two the same size buckets, it's alright, but if you've got a small one and a big like me, you want to use the big one first, because then you're going to pour into the small one. So now I've let it sit for a bit, pour this off. Anything heavy will stay at the bottom. I'm not going to pour all the water out. It's a little bit under half of what was there. So let's sit for a bit. It looks like I'm going to get a lot more ash this time. If it works out really good, I might even do another one. The more ash that I can get rid of now, the less to deal with later, and also the less chance of having carbon in there which could trap the gold. So I'm slightly tilting the bucket. I don't want all the heavy stuff to come out, just what's floating in the water. So again, it's a bit under half of what was there. I'll just keep doing that until it's all finished. Alright, so I'm doing this until the water is clear. I don't know if you can tell, but that's pretty clear down there. Sorry about the traffic noise, it's pretty busy today. And then I'll pour this out. See if we can move the camera 1 second. I pour this out until it's only clear water, which is pretty clear now. There's not anything really coming out. And that's what I'm left with. So, for those of you who are wondering why I'm even doing a gravity separation and not just panning it to begin with, it's because obviously the less material to work with, but all the ash would dirty the water up so quick, and with the water being dirty, you can't see what you're panning. It's just so much easier to get rid of all the light stuff that's going to dirty the water. Then I can pan with nice clean water and see what's in there. So now I get this bucket here, and I've already rinsed this out a few times. Just tip out the most of it. And there's a tiny bit there that I'll return to this beaker, this bucket, sorry. And I'll do this one more time, and then that should be plenty. If there is a little bit of ash left in there, that's not a problem, as long as it's not enough to make the water go black. I don't know how well you can tell, but after I stop with the hose, it's only a matter of seconds before the water's clear and you can see the sediment in the bottom. It's just a slight little murk, see the slight tinge to the water. So that's good enough. That little bit of ash can come out when I pan. So now I'll go and get set up and we'll start panning it. Alright, now that I'm finished with the bucket, after using it for the water separation, I can now put the coarse stuff in there. I've got the hose down in there in the middle, and I do my best to carefully put this in on top of it without it moving away. You can see the mess in there. It's just a big clump of copper and other base metals. I'm going to need to rinse this out, but I don't want to use water. I don't want to water the solution down. So what I'm going to do is use some, if I can find it, get some HCl or hydrochloric acid in a squeeze bottle and use that to rinse this out with. Okay, got my little squeeze bottle with hydrochloric acid in it, and now I can squirt this all down. Oh God, this stuff stinks. I should have a mask on. I am outside and it's fairly windy, and I was upwind of it, but just for that brief second the wind changed and I copped a mouthful of it. And again. Alright, so I've got that sorted, and I'm going to pour some more AP in there. Put a lot in there this time, because apparently last time I might have had too much material and not enough solution. And I've got at least another 17 litres of it, so I'll try out this, and if I still need more I can always go and get some more. So now I'll get it in a position where I can get the pump on, start running the air through it. I don't have a lid for the bucket, unfortunately, so I'm guessing a lot of it's going to evaporate in our heat, so I'm going to need to top it up every couple of days or so. But I'll get this put on air happening now and get it in position. Alright, so I can't find the air stone and the hose keeps coming out of the solution. I've got a stir rod here which I put over the hose, and I get it to the point where it's bubbling nicely, but then eventually the stir rod comes off, so I'll just keep messing around until I get that sorted. Keep looking for the air stone and just let that sit for a week, I guess. Well, it's happened again. It's overflowed all the way around, and it's in a 20 litre bucket with a lot of space for it to come up, so you can see on the hose how high it's come up the hose and touch the top of this bucket. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I hate AP, so I'm gonna have to go through all that and work out what's metal at the bottom and what's not. Hopefully dissolve all this back into the solution and try and uncover this mess and see what I can come up with. Alright, what am I going to do with this mess? Well, first I'm going to grab a handful of this and I'll go in the sunlight to see if there's any gold flakes amongst it. I doubt very much there is, and if there's not, I'll try and pick up what I can and just hose the rest off. Hope it doesn't stain the paving, and then we'll move on to sorting out the bucket. So we'll go over in the sunlight. Just looks like crystals to me. I can't see any gold amongst it. No. No. That's a good thing. Right. I'll just pick up what I can without getting all the dirt. That'll do. It would be really nice if all the sediment has dissolved. And it's been in this thing now for well over 2 weeks. I'm trying to get the HCl and rinse that off. I don't know if you can see, sorry, it's an awkward position. Okay. Oh, this stuff stinks. I should have a respirator on. So I'm gonna pick this up now. There's a mess left behind. Now I can sit down comfortably and see what we can do about this. Just get some paper towel to clean this off. Dry my bottle. Whew, that HC smells. It's not very windy today. Usually I only come out here and do things when it's windy so I can stand upstream, upwind I should say. But there's no breeze today, it's stinking hot. Now, stir this up, see if I can break up a lot of this crystal. You see what I'm doing? And I can still feel sediment. This is ridiculous. I was really hoping that by now it's all dissolved. I was talking to Mark. He's the one that I've been talking to that's got a lot of experience with AP. And a lot of you other guys might have too, and I'm happy for anyone's advice. Feel free to give me your advice if you've got any. There's a glass rod here which I was trying to keep the hose down with. I nearly broke a beaker. I break so many beakers. Alright, as I was saying, I was talking to Mark and he said what he would have done is not used all my straight AP as it is, because it's very concentrated, it's already got a lot of copper in it, and he would have just put a small amount in and then just put HCl. Now normally when I do oh, excuse me, sorry, I just got a whiff. If I had a mask on you wouldn't be able to hear me, so before anyone complains I'm not wearing a mask. The only time I normally use AP is for getting gold off boards, and this concentrated AP seems to work perfectly fine for that. However, I've only tried doing metal once before and I've got the same problem, which is why I haven't done it again. So anyway, he would have just put a little bit and then just used HCl. And so what I'm thinking of doing is filtering all this in case there's any gold foils amongst the solution, which I doubt there is because I can't see any. And once it's all filtered, whatever is remaining on the sides of the bucket and on the material itself will be the amount of AP that I put in, and I'm just going to top it up with HCl. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. It would be as if I only put a small amount in, you know what I mean? So a majority of this is going to get poured off back into my bucket, which I normally store, my bottle which I store my AP in, and I've got a special filter funnel which I use for this. I'll go and get it and we'll carry on. Alright, so this funnel has a brewer's bag. They use them in the brewery to drain out all the pulp. It's super fine, but I don't know if you can see the holes through here. It catches even the smallest amount of particles of gold. The fibres, the holes in the mesh are only just big enough to let liquid through. So I use this all the time when I'm filtering AP. I'm very confident, 99.9% confident that I can pour that into here and any gold will get caught. You can buy these brewer's bags online. I get them from wish.com, but I guess Temu would have them, and pretty much most places would have them. They're very cheap and they're very big bags, so you only have to use a little bit and you've got plenty left over. So I'll put that on here, and I'm just gonna, I hope you can see this, I'm just gonna pick up some solution, leaving all the sediment down the bottom, and pour this into here. And I really doubt there's going to be any gold foils on here, but I'm doing it just to be sure, because I don't like, what's the word for it, like leaving myself open for comments saying, oh, there's gold there, you missed it, or whatever. Even for my own peace of mind, because I'm doing this for somebody else. This is a toll refine, so I want to make sure that I've got absolutely everything. So just the way I am, you know, this guy will get every drop of gold that I can get from his material. So that's probably filtered now, it's just bubbles from all this foam. The filters very fast. I just saw some, I'm pretty sure I just saw some gold flakes go in. There's a lot of pulpy sludge. I don't think it's just foam, I think it's some sort of sludge. I just picked up a big pile of it. See that big block that's went in there? This is going to take me quite a while. So I'm going to call it here. I didn't want to do this, but this is going to be the end of part 3. And I'll come back and resume doing this. And I've still got all the fine sediment to do, but I'm leaving that till last because that's easy. It's this part here that's giving me a problem. So I'm sorry about this. I think I might have bitten off more than I can chew with this experiment, but I'm going to press on because I'm determined to do this one way or another without using any nitrate. So this is good for you guys to see how to problem solve. You know, if something's not going quite right, don't give up on it. Just try and find a way around it. I've got to use all the different tricks in my bag. So I'll carry on with this. I'll finish this video now. I'll see you back on part 4. Hopefully then we can continue and finish this video. Thanks for watching so far. See you in part 4.